Hey, Parkside, welcome to this week's encouragement video. Thanks for tuning in. You know, we've been talking a ton about building a culture of discipleship here at Parkside. Well, how have we defined that? Maybe you could think of it. Maybe you're struggling to remember. Here's how we've said it. A culture of discipleship is one where it's normal for Christians to be making disciples. That's just the normal practice, the normal expectation. It's what we do. It's who we are. Disciples make disciples. You know that we're starting a new sermon series in about 10 days, 1st and 2nd Timothy, called A Playbook for Disciples, that will help equip you to make disciples. And so one of the things that we've said here about a culture of discipleship is there's a few things that happen in that. Yes, it's just normal for Christians to be making disciples, but specifically, or more specifically, what does that mean? It's normal to tell your friends about Jesus and to see them start to come to church and get saved. It's normal in a culture of discipleship to see people growing in radical love for one another, to see them using their spiritual gifts, to see them growing in holistic generosity, and to see some being called out from among the church to become pastors, whether they serve in a vocational or in a lay sense. And I heard a story this week that was just so cool about this culture of discipleship taking root, and I want to share it with you. Last Sunday, we rolled out the fall offering. We started to talk about these 3 projects, going internationally, thinking of sponsoring a pastor in Costa Rica, thinking reaching this area with the community Christmas project, and then thinking internally with getting some funds prepared for a auditorium renovation. And so we just talked about the projects coming up and what's happening. I heard from a parent this week who said they got home and one of their kids had heard the announcement, went into their little piggy bank and got some money out and put it in an envelope, taped it all up and said, "Mom and Dad, I want to give this amount to the fall offering." Now, the amount is not all that significant. It doesn't matter how much the amount is, right? What we've been saying is the heart of generosity is more important than the amount of giving. And to see this in this kid's life, what they understood from their parents was that to be generous with everything God has given us, our time, our talent, our treasure, is a normal part of discipleship. And when kids are starting to pick up on it, hear things being talked about at church, and then go take action, do you know what that tells me? That tells me a culture of discipleship is taking root, where kids are picking up, this is just normal. This is what we do. We tell people about Jesus. We show love for one another. We use our spiritual gifts. We're generous towards God's kingdom, not as concerned with building our own. All these things are happening, Parkside, and that one little snippet in a kid's life tells me that it's taking root. I want to encourage you to continue thinking through a culture of discipleship in your life. What does it look like for you today to take an active step towards making disciples, helping others follow Jesus? Parkside, I love you. Hope you have a great week here. Look forward to seeing you Sunday as we gather again as God's people. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.